So my first topic, this is fucked up. Florida man killed by pack of dogs, police say. There was a body that was found, and it had over 100 bite marks on it. They haven't conclusively found out the cause of death. However, pretty much everybody agrees that they did not find any sort of injuries other than the dog bites. A 45-year-old man named Melvin Olds Jr. had suffered more than 100 dog bites. No other wounds were found. They say they found him dead Thursday in a wooded area near Lake Placid. The on-scene investigation indicated his death was caused by an animal attack. The medical examiner who arrived at the scene also could not see any wounds other than those caused by dogs, a fact that was confirmed in the autopsy. So it sounds like they're pretty fucking sure that it was dogs that did it. They set traps while patrolling the area and captured 6 dogs that matched the bite sizes of Olds on Friday. DNA tests will determine whether the animals actually attacked the man, and then the sheriff is encouraging people to stay away from stray dogs. Holy shit.
That doesn't even shock me. Dogs are a motherfucker. My brother-in-law was attacked by a bunch of dogs and got bit like 9 times.
Really?
Yeah, like this is so common. You know, everyone likes to think they're just cute. You're letting, yes, it's tame, but you're letting an animal into your home. And when they go stray and they don't have you constantly, you know, taking care of them, they're animals. They will attack you.
That is so crazy to me. I've literally never heard of it happening before. That's wild for your brother. I mean, what, did he fight him off? Did they like just stop? What the fuck?
I don't know. I'd have to ask my wife. It's her brother who did it. But yeah, he apparently got attacked pretty bad by it when he was a kid.
I mean, I got bit by a dog, but I was definitely antagonizing it. Like I was a kid and I was trying to feed a little chow chow, a mud pie. Like I was that young. I was like 5 or 6 and started trying to force feed it dirt, and it didn't like that, obviously, and it like bit me in the face. But that was the only time I've ever actually been attacked by a dog. I've been chased on a bicycle. Like there's something about spinning tires that makes certain fucking dogs go nuts, and I've been chased while I was on a bike. But that's crazy to me, dude. Like, I mean, you know, one big mean dog is scary. A pack of mean dogs, that's fucking horrifying.
So a dog bites and attacks one out of every 69 people, according to the CDC. Approximately 4.7 million dog bites occur in the United States each year. Over 800,000 of those bites result in serious medical care.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So when people talk about, like, and even you and I talk about shark attacks and stuff like that, you're way more likely to get bit by a dog than you are a shark.
Yeah, way more likely. You know who don't have those statistics? Cats.
Well, hey, dude, it just depends on what kind of cat we're talking about.
Well, yeah, the type that you keep in your home.
Yeah. I guess we don't throw wolves and dogs in together.
Yeah.
How many people die annually from dog attacks?
Yeah, I wonder how many die. Probably not as many. How many people die? I'm very curious.
36 in a year? Is that right?
That's not horrible. Is that U.S. or is that, if that's
U.S. dog bite fatalities in 2018? 36 dog bite attacks resulted in human death. Okay, so 2018.
Yeah, it says typically between 30 and 50 people in the U.S. die from dog attacks each year.
That's crazy.
It's way more common. Like, I mean, yes, I get we're 300 million people, so it's not that common. But when you consider, you know, like it's still a possibility. I'm sure more people die from dog attacks than sharks, and definitely at least get attacked by them.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think I'm not scared of a dog. Like I think there is pretty much, I mean, like a Rottweiler or like a Doberman Pinscher or something like that. Maybe like one-on-one. But I think I just feel like because we have hands, because we have opposable thumbs, because we can wield weapons and we've got our feet and stuff, like dogs really don't stand a chance in the same way that a shark would. But when you start talking about numbers, man, when you start throwing like 5, 6 dogs, like even 3 dogs, I think 3 dogs could fuck me up.
Have you ever seen a person get attacked by a dog?
Nah, I mean on video, but never in real life.
Dude, I've seen it in real life. I saw a pit bull attack someone. And no, you don't stand a fucking chance.
They go for the throat or something?
No, they just like literally will grab your arm, pull you down, start just attacking you everywhere, dragging you. Like it's literally watching an animal attack. Like everything you picture from an animal attack is what the pit bull I saw. The guy survived it, but he was like fucked up.
Yeah, and it's like unless you want to like go like to animal extremes to like stop, who really wants to gouge a dog's eyes out? Like, no, you don't want to have to do that shit. But like if it comes to survival, I'm going fucking cheap shots. But one time my wife was at the flea market here in Pensacola. I was not there. Fucking thank God. It would have been traumatizing. It's horrible. She had to see it. I think she dealt with it better than I did, but whatever. There was a woman walking a pit bull on a leash one direction, and a woman walking a pit bull that was not on a leash in the other direction up the side of this fucking road. And the two pit bulls just locked up on each other, and they just started attacking each other. And the woman with the one on the leash was trying to pull the dog away while the other was just going in on it. Our buddy Malachi grabbed like a fucking metal pan or like a pot or something and ran over and tried to like whack the dog with it to split them up. The one on the leash ended up getting killed by the other one right out there in front of hundreds of people or whatever. And that's just like, it's fucked up, man. Some dogs are bred to be mean.
I don't know if I ever told you that that they used to fight pit bulls behind us in the house that I grew up in.
No.
Dude, it's disgusting. First of all, anyone who fights dogs is a piece of shit. But I used to watch them like literally rip each other apart. I think that's partially where my hatred for dogs came from, is when you watch dogs rip each other apart, you're like, oh, they're not just cute, fuzzy animals, And granted, these are ones that are bred to fight. And literally, you have to get a metal pipe, and I've seen them do this, and you put it in between the dog's mouth, and you put your knee on the back of the head, and you pull it back because their jaws lock up.
Yeah.
And so you have to put it on the back of their head and pull it back, and you hear it like pop, and then that's the only way you can get them off. It's crazy.
Jesus Christ. I've had pit bulls before. Like 9 times out of 10, they are the sweetest dogs. It's just all in how, I will say this, and I know that it's not 100% accurate. It is all how you train them, whether or not they're going to be aggressive to that extent. I have a dog now. My wife and I fucking love this dog. His name's Rocky. He's an American Bulldog Chocolate Lab mix. He's just a mutt. We fucking found him in a litter of puppies out in Holly when he was super young. We have been super affectionate to him. He's an inside dog. He fucking sleeps on the couch with us. He's super cool in the house, but when we put him on a leash, he has insane aggression, especially towards dogs. And I've always tried to figure out, because people always say there's no such thing as bad pets, just bad pet owners. And I'm like, well, fuck, we've been relatively good pet owners. Maybe we didn't socialize him enough when he was young. And we had, when I lived in Navarre, we had neighbors that had 2 Doberman pinchers, and they were so fucking mean, dude. They were fully grown adults while Rocky was a puppy. And when I would take them out to go to the restroom and walk them in the morning, these dogs would just run up and down the chain link fence on the other side, just fucking raising hell, barking, trying to get at my dog. So I think that this early socialization in a context where they were super mean to him caused him to react to other dogs that same way.
Yeah, and I always disagree when people go, oh, there's no such thing as bad dogs. There's bad people, there's bad dogs, there's bad cats, there's bad of everything. I do think, though, in all of those above, it's the nature versus nurture debate. I think it's a combination of both. I do think it tends to be more nurture, because one of my friends back home has the nicest, actually one of my friends here too, has 2 of the nicest pit bulls. They're just big babies,
Yeah.
And I was over at his house 2 days ago, and he is, the worst thing he will do is he turns around and he puts his butt on your shoe while you're sitting there. That's like the most aggressive thing this dog does.
Yeah, that sounds like Rocky too. Rocky loves fucking people, man. It's just not a big dog, which sucks, because you want to be able to like take him out and hang out with other people. And like when we travel and shit, there's only like one person that I will trust with my dog, because I know like Steven knows him. So like we might go to Norway here in a couple of weeks, but we got to be gone for a week, and we can't board him with other dogs because there's no fucking telling what he'll do,
My brother's dog's the other way. Like, he loves dogs, but then he runs into dogs that don't love him.
Yeah.
And he always is like freaked out. He doesn't know what to do. And then they always try to attack him, and then he's actually a tough little dog. And so he ends up whooping their ass. And it's like, well, your dog ran up and started biting him. Like, you can't get, you know?
Yeah, no shit.
It's awful about watching dogs fight. It's the worst thing. Even when it's, that's what they do. They see each other, they fight sometimes. And it's, to me, I hate watching it.
Yeah, dude, cats will get a hold of each other too. And cats make god-awful noises, man.
Cats fighting is brutal. Or have you ever seen a cat and a dog fight?
No.
Dude, cats are impressive little creatures. Like, I've seen cats beat the shit out of dogs for little tiny things. And you're like, how? How is this? This is literally like David and Goliath, this giant dog and this little tiny cat that can move real easy. It's insane.
Oh, they're fucking badasses, dude, for sure. They're badasses. I saw a video from India of a house cat protecting a family from a cobra. I was like, oh, that's fucking dope, but we've already got enough animal headlines in this. It's like so many of my weird news headlines. It's just what's out there, guys. I try to find the best of the best, and sometimes you get...
I don't know, you got the Pooseum, and then you got animal attacks. Pretty good.
I'm already kind of regretting that choice. I'm like in real time, like, man, I wonder if I should leave that in or just like start with the story after. Sure, I'll leave it in.
I want the Pooseum. That's my favorite. That's my favorite story.
Oh, good. Well, then at least we know now. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to Florida man is arrested after befriending a gator in his backyard and feeding it. So, very Florida man story. Paul Fortin of Daytona Beach said Hank, the 10-foot gator that lives in his backyard, is a good friend. Hank has been living in Fortin's backyard for 3 years, and Fortin said he didn't think twice when he uploaded a video of himself feeding Hank a bagel on Facebook. Turns out it was enough to send cops knocking on Fortin's door. The cops showed up at his house and issued him a citation after the video surfaced. He was placed under arrest after refusing to sign the citation, but he thankfully lived to tell the tale when he... after he gave the alligator the bagel. So there's footage of him out back. It reminds me so much of that movie Lake Placid. He's got this big ass gator in his backyard and he just goes out there and like talks to it and feeds it random shit. He's gonna end up getting his fucking hand bit off.
Would you feel bad for him if he did?
No.
It's like, dude, you're feeding an alligator bagels. So,
and I don't mean like, I don't subscribe to the notion that like all animals are like equal when it comes to their ability to interact with humans. For thousands of years, dogs and cats have been domesticated to cohabitate with humans. Alligators don't even, they don't have the first fucking clue about any of that. You know what I mean?
Well, it's even different when you see like people who, perfect example, a dog is very different than a wolf. Yeah. You don't want to put a wolf in your home.
For sure.
Or the lady we have who brought the bobcat into her house. Very different creature. I would assume gator is even worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're like mammals are like closer on the, like we're in the same kind of science classification a lot more than fucking birds and like some animals, I don't feel like they have a sophisticated enough brain to even understand, like, I don't know what an alligator sees a person as. I mean, with a dog and a cat, you think they look at a person and they're like, that is a source of security. Like, that is somebody who will feed me so that I can survive. All I got to do is be cute, fucking play it cool by that person, and we will be good. But an alligator, like, I can't imagine their brain, like, thinking much more than, like some fucking baseline frequency that makes no sense. Like, we're not registering what the fuck's going on in that thing's head.
Yeah, you have a dinosaur living with you, essentially. How are you doing that shit?
Yeah,
so
man.
I'm watching the video of him feeding. There's two video. I have it muted, so I don't know. There's two videos. One showing him eat that, and then one where he has a fish, and this thing comes up very aggressive. Is that him as well?
I think that's Inside Edition fucking with us, because I was wondering the same thing. It's like in one, the gator seems kind of docile. He's feeding it a bagel. The next shot is like a guy reeling in a bass, and then he goes to grab the bass off the shore, and this fucking gator just comes out of nowhere and snaps at him. I think that they're two different gators.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, they were using it as an example of like, hey, look how mean gators are.
You probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe the gator would eat a bagel.
Oh man, yeah, that does seem weird. Maybe
guess.
he's not. Maybe he's going for the guy's arm. He just sucks.
I wonder if like you can actually domesticate her an alligator.
Domesticate is an amazing word for domesticating an alligator.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be curious to find out. I just like same with like snakes. It's like I get it. You want to have a reptile for a snake because you're edgy, or a reptile for a pet because you're edgy or whatever. But like, do they really make good pets? Have you ever had a reptile?
No, fuck no. I'm not a weirdo.
I had a buddy that had 2 pet turtles, and he fucking loved them, dude. I was like, that's got to be like the worst pet.
Weirdo. I had turtles when I was a kid because I loved the Ninja Turtles.
Right, which, that makes sense. And you were young.
Yeah, I was a little kid, and one of them, he broke his arm. We had a cage, and he broke his arm, and it was bent the other way, so he would walk in circles.
Did you name them? Were they named after the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I had 4 of them. The one that broke his arm was Raphael because he was tough. He kept going.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. Well, did you feel like when you had them as pets that like y'all were like had some sort of relationship? Do you think they knew you or anything like that?
At the time, I probably did because I was a kid. Now, no, like that thing did not have any love for me. It was a turtle.
Yeah, that's what I wonder, man.
What about a movie idea though? About a guy, about him training an alligator to fight crime and call it Domesticator.
Oh, dude, yes. Yeah, all in.
I think it's a good movie. We'll get Kevin Smith to direct it.
Let's start writing that shit up immediately. Yeah, I like that. The Domesticator. The Instigator. There's a movie called Crawl that's coming out. Have you seen the trailers for it?
I saw the trailer to it.
I wonder if it'll be good. At first I was like, man, it's one alligator. How the fuck is it everywhere at one time? But then I was like, oh wait, there's a shot where it shows a bunch of eggs are open. So I guess this town is getting hit by a hurricane and a pack of wild alligators that are just like bloodthirsty. I don't know. We'll see. I really like the director.
Who was directing it?
The guy that did The Hills Have Eyes and Piranha, Alexander Aja. Yeah, he's good, man.
Hills Have Eyes remake. I don't like it as much as the original, but it's a solid remake.
It's fucking so gnarly. That scene with where they run up on the RV is just, goddamn, that shit's hard to watch.
Yeah,
they just murder the whole family.
It's a good movie. It takes place in New Mexico too, because every fucked up thing takes place in New Mexico.
It does. Yeah, I swear Walter White and Jesse were like next door cooking up a batch of meth in the other RV.
What's going on?
That would have made that movie so much more dope. Fucking Walter White comes in at the end and starts taking out mutants.
That I would watch that movie.
Yeah, man. All right, look at us just pitching fucking $1 million ideas. Floridaman, 23, arrested after cop finds marijuana stash in his Bob Marley backpack. That's the story. That's pretty much it.
That's amazing. I don't even think we need to expand on that.
No, I mean, basically, like, you might as well wear a shirt that says probable cause on it.
Yeah. He was also wearing a Cheech and Chong shirt.
Yeah. Man arrested for stashing his LSD inside of his fucking, what's that guy's name? The guy who came up with acid? It didn't come up with it, but Jimi Hendrix used it too. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Yeah. That'll work. Yeah, there's just like some things you should not put together, you know?
I agree with that.
I'm trying to think, like, what are other things that you shouldn't, what are other places that you shouldn't stash certain drugs? Like, they found a gram of cocaine inside of his Scarface DVD. Yeah, they found meth in his. Had meth on him, and he was wearing a Walter White shirt. Yeah, right. Yeah, that is pretty much the textbook example of like, or having a 420 bumper sticker. Like, dude, you're just asking for it. What you're doing right now is painting a target on your back. Do you know what I hate? And it's weird because I don't give a shit about weed, but what bugs the shit out of me are the people who wear pot leaves on everything. Like, their shirt has 5 different pot leaves on it. Their hat does. You're like, dude, we get it. You like weed. Like, yeah. Just a little much. Too much. And now that it's like pretty much legal in most of the country, it's like it's lost that edgy subversiveness of it. You just look like a billboard at this point. It's literally the same thing as the guy who wears like
Bud Light shirts all the time. You know, it's just like, dude, okay, you like beer, we get it.
Yeah, man pulled over for DUI and driving a fucking Budweiser truck. I don't know. That was lame. I don't feel good about that. Let's see. Bryant was pulled over around 1:20 p.m. while driving in St. Pete after a sheriff's deputy determined that his car's registration was expired and had a broken brake light. So, registration expired. Driving dirty. Not the best idea. Upon approaching the vehicle, the detective reported that he smelled pot, prompting a search of Bryant's ride. The cop discovered a black Bob Marley backpack containing a mason jar with 2 Ziploc bags containing a green leafy substance. Bryant was arrested after a field test on the 42 grams of green substance tested positive for marijuana. He was charged with possession and intent to distribute, a felony, released last night after a $2,000 bond. His rap sheet includes a 2018 conviction of the same crime, which he was busted and damn, dude. Well, that sucks. I mean, like, the big takeaway is he got busted with just under 2 ounces of weed and is facing felony charges for it. That's tough. If he were in Colorado, not a problem.
Not a problem at all, which I don't think it should be. You know, I'm a firm believer of that, as very libertarian as I am. Do what the fuck you want.
Yeah. People should not be going to prison for what they do to themselves or in their own free time.
Someone, I don't care.
And I mean, I guess objectively, there could be a debate made to whether or not selling pot to people is hurting them. I tend to fall on the side that, like, no, it's not. But I don't know. So people say it's like a gateway drug and stuff. And like, if you smoke pot, you could potentially become like.
Here's the thing: is I've had this debate with everyone. So alcohol is also a gateway drug. Yes, pot is a gateway drug. That does not mean that everyone who drinks or everyone who smokes pot will go to meth. But I've never met a meth head who started off with meth. Like, they just woke up and they were like, yeah, I'm gonna do meth. Now they started off with either alcohol or weed, and then they moved up to something else. So I feel like there's a lot of hysteria around the term gateway drug. I'm like, there's people who use weed constantly in a very, responsible way and never do anything else. But yeah, there's always the potential of, once you start down that path, the quote unquote slippery slope argument, that does affect some people. It's not everyone, but it does happen. I
was going to go the other way with it. And I think yours is the more likely scenario, but like any drug that you do before other drugs is a gateway drug. Like the first drug you do is typically a gateway drug. And I know it is highly unlikely that the first drug a person does is going to be meth or something like that. But when you and I were growing up in the end of the 90s, in the early 2000s, people that would not smoke a joint with me were taking X-Tabs, and it was very like there was like a mainstream acceptance of MDMA and ecstasy that I didn't see with other drugs. So I knew like cheerleaders and shit that were doing ecstasy that would not smoke weed, but they did drink as well. So I think alcohol is probably the biggest gateway drug.
Alcohol, cigarettes, and weed are probably like the top 3.
Yeah, so for me, in my personal experience, if I get drunk, the chances of me doing other drugs is going up substantially. If I get high, the chances of me doing anything else goes down pretty substantially, like just in general.
Eating is the only thing that the chances go up.
Yeah, go watch a movie.
When I used to drink, I would be the only time I'd smoke cigarettes. I never did anything more than that, but like I would never smoke a cigarette if I was sober. But when I was drunk, I was like, yeah, give me a cigarette.
Yes,
I don't know why.
100%. Or for me, at like 2:00 in the morning after everybody's drinking, and somebody's like, hey, you want to do a line of Coke? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I wouldn't normally do this, but I'm drunk right now. So like, what?
Yeah, I think it definitely, well, you know how getting drunk is. You don't make the best decisions.
No. Yeah. I don't make the best decisions in general, as we can clearly point to throughout the course of our podcasting career.